threatened publicly to do the exact same thing to Mexico and Cuba. And I just saw a clip of him
No,
on Fox
he doesn't.
News saying,
Greenland.
we can do it anywhere we
Cuba.
want. Nobody can stop us.
How about Colombia?
Colombia.
Nigeria?
So
They're
my
all
question-
going to get it. They're all going to get it.
Trump
So you
is
think
the
And
this
I'll tell you,
smashing...
the very first place we ought to go is Somalia and annihilate those mother.
So you are for World War III, and you are for us
I'm for
creating it.
liquidating people who hurt us. People who try to kill Americans, yes.
This
I'm
is absolute
100%
madness.
for World War III.
Now-
and I want to start it by blowing Somalia off the face of the earth.
Now, this guy had several attempts by Rubio. Rubio said that they have talked to him several times and said, we can do this good. We can do it the right way. We'll get you out of there. You can go somewhere else. You just have to stop this drug stuff. And he would not do it. He said, come and get me, motherfucker. He said that on X. He goes, you want me? Come on in and get me. So guess what? FAFO. You know what that means?
Yes.
Around
Sorry
and find
you
out.
would say that, Haley.
You
I'm
should
for
be
freedom
sorry.
of our
you
United
should
States.
be sorry.
I'm for freedom of our United States.
That's disgusting.
We
you
have
put your
freedom.
president. You
that
just
we
put
live
our
in.
president over my children, your own family, because you are a
president?
patriot.
No, I'm for freedom of our United States.
Mom.
That's
Freedom
how we
means
do this.
freedom means you don't get drafted.
No,
You don't
do
believe
get
in freedom.
drafted in
That's-
wars that we needed
No,
people to go
that's
fight.
not
You're not
freedom.
even smart
Explain to her
enough to know. I got drafted.
That's your problem.
No, it's not.
Wow.
Yeah, it is.
Was happy to go.
You signed up for the military.
Was
That makes
happy
it your
to go.
problem. My kids didn't sign up for the military.
No, if
For
there's
you,
a draft,
that was a choice. You chose to be
if
in
there's a
the
draft,
military.
they're gonna be signed up for the military.
Both of
You
your
chose to be in the military.
They're gonna go to prison.
both of your grandfathers fought for our freedom.
Well,
Two
we'll
of
just
your uncles fought for our freedom.
If it wasn't
I
for
don't-
people
I don't
like-
believe
if it
in
wasn't
war.
for people like me, you couldn't sit there and run your mouth anymore.
One of
right.
your
I don't
uncles
believe in war.
fought at the Battle of Bastogne with
Okay.
General
Terrific.
Patton.
Hang on.
I
Mom.
don't believe in war. I don't believe in killing people.
None of
For
us
shit
do,
like
Haley.
this.
You're in a minority.
Literally heard him say that he grabs women by the genitals.
No, he said he could.
No, he said he did. I don't even wait. I just grab them by the blank.
And then you have evidence, you have that on record. You hear him saying that. You hear him on Howard Stern talking sexually about his own daughter. Yeah, I mean, there are audio
He
clips.
just lies like a little maggot.
No, that's true.
He-
Those are all true. That's all true.
There are audio clips in mass where he is hypersexualizing not only women, but his own daughter. Why is it hard for you to believe that he's women?
Here's my question.
No, answer Haley's question first.
What was it?
Why is it hard for you to believe, given all of that information, why is it hard for you to believe that he could someone?
I guess I have to experience. We've talked about this. I got to see it. I've got to.
That's absurd.
You are seeing it. That's what I'm saying. All that stuff I read to you, this list of evidence is getting so insanely big.
Some of the presidents in the past, oh my gosh, all the sexual things they did.
We're not talking about them. We're talking about the current president.
I want to talk about them for a minute. Did that make them bad presidents?
Yes.
It makes them terrible people, which makes you a bad president.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verse 4. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord, Yahweh of hosts. Call Hulayim La, Abanawa, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Chodash. Double honor to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akim out there on the highways and the byways. Salutations to the hopeful elect. Salutations to you speckled birds, you Israelite foreigners. And shalom to the Akwaf, sitting and listening in silence as the scriptures say to do so. Isaiah chapter 19, verse 4. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord, Yahweh of hosts. And all you Edomites are cruel. All you Edomites don't have any morals, no standards. no mercy, no sympathy, no consideration, no compassion for nobody, man. But Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai has literally handed dominion over to Babylon, aka America, okay, the great, into the hands of a businessman by the name of Donald J. Trump. Okay, Donald J. Trump, who's literally showing you, Edomites, that he doesn't give a fuck. Okay, he's literally in the mind state of a dictator. Okay, he does things first, then he thinks about the repercussions, then he still stands on what he does. And furthermore, he's also a puppet. And you blue-collared, regular citizens of Babylon are not included to be a part of the new agenda. And that's the only reason why you people are whining, bitching, and moaning, and in the type of spirit that you're in, is because your privileges, benefits, your liberty, everything that you have had for so long is being stripped away from you. Okay? So Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai has literally handed your presidential status of this corporation, America, aka Babylon, over into the hands of a cruel, fierce, I don't give a F, I'll do what I want. If you don't like it, oh well. My way or the highway. Okay? And again, you know, he's all these presidents in general are always they're basically parrots, and you know, robots. They're controlled and they're told what to say. Okay, but you see right here, this is just 3 clips that I got off of Instagram. These are 3 clips of them talking about the state of Babylon, and also the president and his morals and all this other stuff. And these are all family members. These are the 2 children and the parents. And you know, it's other clips where you see the kids literally just talking to their parents, what they're doing right now, but they're talking to their parents any damn way they please, man. And that's the nature of these Edomites, man. But let's continue, man, because Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is revealing these people for who they truly are. And Lord's will, this be quick, straight to the point. Okay? So this is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means. And these people deceived the entire world for hundreds of years, man. They put themselves up as the Heavenly Father, the Son, the angels, the prophets, the chosen people. Okay? Every culture is them. The Vikings, the last of the Mohicans, the last samurai. Okay? Every part of history always leads to them. When it's false, it's deceit, it's all lies. They did these things to make them seem superior, to make them seem like everything begin and everything is going to end with them. Okay? You know, to make people look at them as some type of royalty, some type of importance on the earth, when it's actually the opposite. They're actually the cancer that needs to be purged out off the earth. Okay? 2 Thessalonians 2 verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come. Okay, this is the days that we're in right now. The last captivity, the last rulership of the heathen. Okay? For that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first. So the Israelites had to fall away. The prophecies in Deuteronomy 28, everything to a T. Okay, and amongst other things had to come to pass. And we had to fall from our heritage. We had to fall from our nationality. We had to be cast away from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. We had to literally disconnect from our culture. Okay, our history, okay, our customs. All right, and it's a beautiful time to be able to see the downfall of our adversaries, our main enemy, and everybody panicking, everybody, you know, finally want to attempt to have a voice only because it's happening to them. If it was mainly still focused on Jake and the other nations, it wouldn't be an issue. And also too, you know, which has been going on for hundreds of years, the welfare and the aid and the dedication, the devotion to the Jewish people is finally being spoken against, amongst other things too. Okay? And that man of sin shall be revealed, the son of perdition. That man of sin is Esau Edom, man. This devil's always continuously running amok, man. Okay, he's always got his nose in everybody's business, trying to tell everybody how to govern their land, how to go about things, how to basically to liberate their women, and what type of education they need, and what type of currency they should be using, which is the American currency. All these things, man, which is basically goes into democracy. And that democracy comes with bloodshed, man, and oppression, vexation, man. It's not nothing for them to embrace. Look what that has done to our people, man. Look what that has done to our people, man. Okay? Point blank period, man. But let's continue. Let's go to the book of, because you're seeing that their Salakia, what's the correct term? Salakia. They're seeing their nation, their children, again, as stated, Salakia. As stated, these two old people, these are their parents and these are their kids. So you're seeing the children complain of ungodly men of ungodly rulership. So let's grab this real quick. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 41. And, mainly, so like this is talking about Israel, but we can also apply this to, these Edomites. Because this is a prophecy was happening right now, but this mainly is talking about Israel. But this is Sirach 41, verse 7. The children of the Edomites will complain of an ungodly father. So, if you caught wind of this, they're complaining of their father and their mother agreeing with the way that Trump has been governing the land and his decisions, etc. So they're literally complaining to their actual father, and also complaining about the rulership that their forefathers have done in America. So they're actually now having that shame of their history, that shame of their legacy that they for so long proudly pedestalized and spoke about. Okay, now they're ashamed of all the lies that they embrace, man. Sirach 41 verse 7, the children will complain of an ungodly father, because they shall be reproached for his sake. Because as we know and as we see, to roughly paraphrase Sirach 10, as the governor and the officer is, so are the people. And Jeremiah 13 verse 23, okay, can anyone that is accustomed to do evil do good? No, man. So these people were made to do wickedness, to do evil. And now, with all the lies and the deceit, the fraud being annihilated, they are being ashamed for what their forefathers and them basically, you didn't say anything about it. Nobody went to march for the Israelites. Not one of you damn Edomites stood outside the White House with a sign saying "Free the Israelites." Tell them who they are. Anything of that nature. Okay, so now you're being hated. If people always hated the Americans in general, you Babylonians, but now, all these people made covenants and agreements with you. And now that as you always do, you break those covenants and agreements, everybody's starting to see who you truly are. That you can't be trusted. You can't, be relied on to continue peace. Okay? To be fair. Okay? To not be ruthless. In which you naturally are, man. But let's continue. because what you're seeing is division. And that's a beautiful thing that we're seeing right now, because when we were down, we were divided, man. You know, you had the northern kingdom over here in the Americas and the islands, and you had the southern kingdom still back home at one point until, you know, the siege of 70 AD, which we scattered to Western Asia and also the land of Ham. Okay? So this is the book of St. Mark chapter 3, verse 24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end. And that's what you're seeing, man. You're seeing the preparation, the beginning stages of insurrection and sedition. Because you have a lot of division amongst, okay, these Americans, these you know, these true Babylonians, having friction and conflict against one another. And it's going to get to a point, because they actually want that the chaos so they can bring forth their new agenda, because they're basically thinking they're creating these issues and these unrighteous decrees and unrighteous matters, but it's actually Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai's pleasure and will that these things must be and will come to pass. Okay, but you know, right now it's all lip service and, you know, an information age and things being debunked left and right, and again the conflict and, you know, Edomite against Edomite, but it's going to come to the swords very soon. Okay, it's going to come to the swords, and as you see in this video, these are their parents. These two people right here, the one with the American flag hat and the dude right there, these are the parents, and these two people are their children. Okay, and what does the scripture say about this? Let's grab this last precept and close out, because the point is made. You know, for Wadi Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, for us witnessing history in the making, man. We almost home, man. Okay, so this is Saint Micah chapter 7 verse 6, self-explanatory. And this is what Yahweh Shah quoted too. For the son shall like him. Saint Micah 7 verse 6. For the son dishonoreth the father. And again, it's other various clips, including this one, where you had the son that's on top, literally disrespecting, dishonoring his father. Okay? And regardless of anything, you're not supposed to disrespect, dishonor your father or your mother. Okay? Regardless of how old they get, their standards, their morals, their thought process, whatever it is, you're not supposed to disrespect them. The daughter, okay, which is the one at the top now. Okay, they switch views, so she's at the top. The daughter riseth up against her mother. Okay, because they're both speaking against their parents because they're Trump supporters. Okay, you had that division. You had people that actually voted for Trump that were Republicans that are actually speaking against being a Republican. Okay, because it's another video that I did too, where you had an Edomite talking about we voted you win Trump to bring back the noose, the noose and something else, the noose and I forgot, the noose and democracy or something like that. But basically to bring back slavery and, you know, to hang so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native and Seminole Indians again. Okay, the daughter riseth up against her mother. The daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's enemies are the men of his own house. And that's what we're seeing, that division, man. Okay, which is, again, it's of prophecy that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah is going to bring that division, okay, to the forefront. It's going to be maximized in these last days, man. You know, your first enemies is going to be those of your family and those of your immediate household, man. Okay, point blank period, man. So what a beautiful time to see history in the making, and the division, the downfall, okay, the conflict of those that have oppressed us for hundreds of years, man. I don't want to Ratazah, man. I hope and I pray that this was edifying, uplifting, and informative to the true, sincere Aki and Wa'akwaf. So with that, I'm just going to say, Shalom.